everybody.
I'm Darren.
I'm Mike.
And we are the Frozen
Bros. Welcome. We're into Pumpkin Spice
Ice Month.
Pumpkin Spice Ice Month. These are our frozen pumpkin-related treats. We're very excited. We have a lot of good episodes, a lot of good items to bring to you guys.
If all goes well, you are listening to this on National Pumpkin Spice Day. Well, you're not necessarily listening to it on that day, but we are releasing it on October 1st, which is National Pumpkin Spice Day.
Things don't always go well.
No.
We were originally trying to get this to be our podcast to be launched in the summer.
It's still summer.
It's still technically summer.
We are recording this in the summer. It was released in the summer. It is before September 21st. It is still summer.
But nobody thinks of September as summer.
I do. It is still summer.
And I'll own up to that. I think it was probably mostly me. I was like dragging my feet on learning the editing and stuff like that. But I finally figured it out.
It's you, but
It's mostly me.
It wasn't you dragging. There were family issues and things going on too.
There was other things. But yeah, we're very excited about that. But we're going to start like we do every week with what we've been eating, what we've been freezing.
Yeah. Any good new eats?
I think I talked about in a previous episode, I got the Red's frozen chicken cilantro lime burritos. I was pretty happy with them. They're a little bit smaller than I expected. They're maybe like 5 inches long, let's say 1.5 inches in diameter. Yeah. It's not like a full beefy burrito.
These are meant to be microwaved, right?
Maybe, but I did basically only air frying.
Okay.
They air fry for like 15 or 20 minutes. Yeah.
It's a long time.
It's a long time to be in the air fryer. I wouldn't have thought anybody can survive. Anything could survive. Or anybody. Don't put yourself in an air fryer, Darren.
No. I thought about it once.
Yeah. I mean, these thoughts occur occasionally.
I didn't, listeners. It's not like a head in the oven thing. No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it's just not possible with an air fryer. That's the problem. But yeah, they're good. They're like, I'd say pretty good. They're middle of the road. They satisfy like a little late night craving. Really good when you put a little hot sauce on them. But it's mostly just like, it tastes like you're just eating chicken and rice.
I think a lot of people microwave these though.
Yeah, it's probably better.
So if you make them, if they were too big, the center would not get as hot as the ends.
I was thinking that too. Maybe that's why they keep them so small. So like they heat a little bit more evenly. But yeah, and they were in the air fryer a little bit too crispy on the outside. I think I have one more. I'll have to try it in the microwave.
I had some frozen stuffed chicken. It was a Barber Foods stuffed chicken breast. Flavor was brie and apple. Ooh. Let me tell you, creme brie and apple. They make a few other flavors. Like they make what's the ham and cheese when you put it chicken cordon bleu.
I love a chicken cordon bleu.
Yeah. So we will have to try these sometime. It's pretty good. This wasn't my favorite flavor of these things, but they're pretty consistently good.
Nice.
They go in the oven for a while. This is not a microwave thing.
Are they breaded on the outside?
They're breaded on the outside. The chicken, it's raw chicken, so you've got to.
Oh, it really needs to be cooked.
Yeah, you got to thoroughly cook this thing.
When I was in college, at my fraternity, we cooked our own food. So we ate a lot of these little chicken cordon bleus. We call them fried hamsters because they're just kind of like roughly the right side. If you just breaded a hamster, it would be, but and then they have like goo in the middle.
Goo. Anche il tuo criceto è sporco. I'm learning Italian on Duolingo, and this is a phrase that we've joked about a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Anche il tuo criceto è sporco. Your hamster is also dirty.
Yeah, so that sounds good. That sounds like something. But this is like I'm seeing the picture now, and it looks pretty tasty. It looks a little bit cafeteria style.
Yeah, a little bit.
But that's what you get sometimes. Nice.
Anything new you bought that you haven't tried yet?
What do I have going on? Yeah, not really. I should have checked before I came here. I didn't do that. We'll get that for the next episode. I have some frozen chocolate covered strawberries in the freezer. They've just been there for too long. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's like another episode is that we can do things that have been hanging out in your freezer for way too long You just got to get rid of them. We'll do a freezer cleanup.
Yeah. Well, I've got some things like that, but it's stuff that I've seen that I wanted to buy for us to try, and we just haven't gotten to it yet.
That's another side effect of this podcast.
There's some pizza cupcakes.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the freezer.
Oh, man. We probably would have had those if we hadn't had the idea for pumpkin spice ice month. Then we probably would have done that.
Maybe we bring back Joe, our pizza expert,
pizza correspondent Joe.
Pizza correspondent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Italian. We need the Italian.
And I've got a few. I got a few pumpkin spice or pumpkin flavored things in the freezer too to stock up for this month.
Nice. So we're really excited for our guest. It's one of mine and Darren's friends. Lovely person. We know her from improv, and she's just a lovely person that's going to be a great guest for us. We have Jodi with us.
Hello.
Welcome, Jodi.
Thank you.
Jodi, what do you like to have in your freezer? What's your go-to? I've got to have this.
The Japanese fried rice, because it's got edamame in it, it's high in protein, and it's very tasty.
Oh, nice. So where do you get that one from?
Trader Joe's.
You did. Yeah. So we were talking a little bit before the pod. It sounds like you do a lot of Trader Joe's shopping.
I do. I probably do 80% of my shopping there.
Nice. We're gonna have to bring you back for a Trader Froze. We can go browse Trader Joe's together.
That sounds awesome.
All right, no.
Get
that in the calendar.
Without giving too much about where you live, people know where we are generally in the Boston area. Do you have a favorite Trader Joe's?
I'm torn between the Alewife one and the one near Harvard.
The one near Harvard?
On Market Street. Continuum building.
Alewife. Not Alewife, Alston.
Yes.
Alston. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Alewife is closest.
Yeah.
But it's not too much further to go to
Alston.
No,
and it's great
when it's... You gotta drive into their parking garage.
When it's raining or snowing, that's the one I go to, because it's underground.
I got a complaint, though, for you, Trader Joe's, or maybe this is for the building. You go into a parking garage underground there. When you're coming out, the garage door just opens because it sees your car. It cannot see black cars.
Oh, no.
I just have to sit there until somebody else comes.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Wow.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's surprising. I would have
thought you tried waving out the window?
Maybe if they brighten it up in there a little bit, it would help.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of a dark area with the door. You're not getting any daylight.
Yeah.
If somebody comes through the other garage coming in, that provides enough light for the sensor to see a black car to get out.
My girlfriend was just telling me how much she loves that Trader Joe's too. I don't think I've ever actually been in that one.
Really?
It's relatively new. I mean, we're talking about 5
It's
5
bigger
years.
And it's got a great wine section.
Nice. Jodi, you've perused the wine section over there?
I have not.
No?
No.
Okay.
Don't really drink a whole lot.
Not
I drink when I go out.
Smart move.
Cheaper too.
Oh yeah. It gets the wine budget gets out of control. For our first few episodes, the wine budget for this podcast was one of the higher item lines. But we're splitting it. So we can, it's on the corporation. No, we haven't incorporated yet. Maybe
not yet.
Maybe after the first year.
Maybe an LLC. Lawyers write in with your pro bono offerings to
yeah, that would be appreciated.
Organize us.
We're gonna need it.
Yeah. Yep.
After someone sues us and we need the corporation to take the blame, so we can't go bankrupt individually.
Jodi, you and I have been in improv since our level 1 class, so
yes.
over 2 years ago, right? It
yes.
was you and Max and me.
Is that it? Just the 3 of us?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
And I thought Julia was part of that one too. Because I'm pretty sure I met Julia after...
Yeah, Julia was part of that.
Yeah.
But are you trying to say that, you and Jodi are better friends than me and Jodi? Is that what you're trying to
Longer.
No, I'm not bringing that anywhere.
Couple months longer.
Yeah.
No, me and Jodi are bros, okay? So don't take that away from
me. It might be news to Jodi.
I think it is.
It is.
But now we are the only 2 still remaining in a class.
Yes.
Others have come and gone. And
now there's all new people.
Yeah. Jodi, when we contacted you and said that we wanted to do a pumpkin spice month, pumpkin spice ice month, that's trademarked. That's
that's
lawyers. We need you for that too. I was in a pumpkin a few days ago. I was in Trader Joe's a few days ago, looking through the freezer aisles. There was something I missed, obviously. or was not in the store I looked in, but you suggested something.
I saw it in the Fearless Flyer.
Ah, that Fearless Flyer is doing a lot of work. People, yeah, it's fun. It's fun to flip through. It's more fun than your just like regular mailer.
Does everybody just get that?
I actually read it online. I didn't know they had it. I don't usually pick up the Fearless Flyer when I'm there.
I got one in the mail, and
I'm
gonna see if I still have it. I don't know if it actually had my address, my name on it, or it just comes generally to people.
Darren's gonna check that out. I don't think that I get them in the mail.
I do not.
Yeah, but you're like, I gotta go check this out, like on a monthly basis.
No, it's not still here, so I'll have to wait for the next one. Maybe there'll be a winter one.
Mm-hmm.
There must be.
If I'm specifically getting it, I don't know how they got my name and address. Do we have stalkers already?
You're giving them your credit card.
We have stalkers from before the podcast. They're just our normal stalkers.
Okay.
But we're gonna have Froze Bros stalkers soon, I think.
Yeah.
So Jodi did some legwork for us. Appreciate that.
No problem.
My
pleasure.
We were looking for like something that Jodi would like, or at least we think she would like. You haven't tried these before, right?
No.
But the item that we've gone with is, where'd the box go?
They're pumpkin spice
croissant.
Cheesecake croissant, I believe.
Cheesecake croissant.
Yes,
cheesecake. You have multiple. Oh yeah, because there's only
2 croissants per box.
2 croissants. Yeah, so we needed
and no
more.
microwaving.
So we're having 4.
Yeah, we're having 4. I mean, they look really good. The box, as Jodi pointed out, they did a nice job with the symmetry. They have square coffee glasses next to their square plates and their square croissants.
It's a nice looking box.
It's a great box. But yeah, they look really good. Like when I'm looking at this box, when I'm browsing the store, I'm like, this looks comparable to something I would get from a bakery. And I love a cheese Danish. It's a little bit different, but like in the same vein. So fall time, I see this, I'm going right for it.
Is this a breakfast? Is it a dessert? Is it a breakfast dessert?
It's a dessert.
No, it's a breakfast. They show us coffee on there. I guess that could be an after
people
dinner.
Have coffee after dinner.
Some people do that.
I think these were in the breakfast section at Trader Joe's.
It is.
Despite the cheese.
It's espresso on the cover, so that is a breakfast drink.
Is espresso never had?
You can have it in the middle of the day too. Yeah.
But like you know how like if you go to an Italian restaurant, a lot of times they'll offer you coffee. I guess maybe it's not just Italian restaurants, but coffee after dinner. Do people ever do espresso after dinner, or is that just like crazy?
Cappuccino after dinner.
Cappuccino.
Well, but cappuccino is supposed to only be for the morning.
Oh, that's the morning one.
All right. Well,
so
that's
espresso can be after dinner.
That's to be decided.
Yes, we'll find out.
But yeah, I think of it like any baked good like this is
Italian listeners, call in, write in.
Yeah,
let us know the proper
yell at
words
us.
for this.
We're probably wrong.
We've all been there and we're not remembering. I think
we were all there recently.
Yeah, in the last
you're
year.
Right that cappuccino is just morning.
Yes, that's for sure.
Espresso can be other times.
But nighttime, I'm not sure.
Nighttime
if
is
there's
the right
a
time.
Restriction over, can you get an Americano or an espresso?
Yeah. I don't know. Italians tend to be very specific about these things, so
and then they give you a look as they're serving you the wrong thing.
You order a cappuccino, okay.
They give you a look, or they just won't do it.
No.
Have you had that happen?
No, I don't think so.
That's good.
Trying to give Italians a bad name there.
So it could be a breakfast.
Could be a breakfast.
Cheese Danish is a breakfast.
Yeah.
Cheesecake is not too far from cheese.
I mean, croissants are normally at breakfast as well.
Cheese is full of protein. It's a good thing to have in the morning.
There's cheese in lots of breakfast things. Breakfast sandwiches. So
I eat cheese with every meal, almost.
Mike's nickname is American Cheese.
Yeah. My nickname just from Darren. He's the only one who calls me AC. But, you know, it's appreciated.
So these are an anytime meal.
It's an anytime snack.
Jodi, what are your thoughts actually on pumpkin spice as a flavor?
So I don't like pumpkin pie, but I like the spices in pumpkin spice and the nutmeg and the cinnamon and all that.
Okay.
So this is, I mean, I would say it looks from the picture at least to be like they took pumpkin pie filling and basically just plopped it on a croissant. Are you a little bit nervous about this? Or?
No, because I like cheesecake.
Because of the cheese. Okay.
Cheesecake.
Yeah, if they're calling this a pumpkin cheesecake, It can't just be pumpkin pie filling.
Yeah, that would.
I think it says cream cheese on the list there.
Yes. Pumpkin puree, cream cheese, milk and cream, cheese cultures. I won't read it all. This isn't like a 4 or 5 ingredient, that type of thing. There's a lot here.
Yeah, we need those preservatives.
Yes.
We need the things that help make it feel right.
There's something called dough conditioner in here.
I love dough conditioner. It's one of my favorite ingredients.
I put it in my hair.
Pumpkin spice is not one of my favorite flavors either. I don't mind a pumpkin pie. I'll have a slice for Thanksgiving, and that's about it. But pretty much nothing else pumpkin spice do I usually eat. Especially don't like it in coffee. I'm a black coffee guy.
Yeah,
It's the last flavor I would want in my coffee.
I'm gonna have to try a pumpkin spice latte. I'm sure I haven't had one in years.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Yeah, but everybody's goes crazy for them.
Yes.
We'll have to get in there. What I was gonna ask is it possible that whoever's been making you pumpkin pies is just very bad at it?
No, absolutely
it's
not.
not
My
possible?
sister-in-law makes fabulous pies. My niece, Layla,
Okay.
makes fabulous pies.
Okay.
They're very good cooks.
Nice. So, way to not throw your family under the bus. I'm going to do that. So I didn't like I didn't like pumpkin pies because my mom, in the 90s, it was like just don't put sugar in anything, don't put butter in anything. So our pumpkin pies were basically just my mom would use real pumpkin. She's like, "Well, we're going to make it nice." And so it was just kind of like blended up pumpkin is what it tasted like in a pie crust. And so I was just like, oh, pumpkin pie.
No spices?
And I'm sure there was some spices in it, but even that was a little bit minimal.
I think there need to be a lot of spices to make the pumpkin.
And I like the canned. Like, I would have preferred to just have the canned pumpkin stuff put in a pie crust.
I have a cousin who just used to eat the filling out of the can.
That's totally reasonable. A little
Makes
whipped
it
cream
easier.
on it. Yeah. You don't really, just have it, like, spoon it onto a graham cracker, and you have everything you need. Except for Jodi.
Less calories.
Spice pate.
Jodi, what do you think if we just, like, mixed that with some cream cheese? Would that then be okay?
No.
That's what this is. That's what we have here. So this is the...
Cheesecake is more than just cream cheese.
But that's what this is. So this is pumpkin pie spice filling, which is pumpkin puree, cream cheese, and salt, carob, bean gum, guar gum, which are just to make it
Thickeners.
Thickener, yeah, to make it a little gummier. So you might be in trouble, Jodi.
That's a good point.
We're
Learn
gonna
something
share
new every day.
We're going to share some photos about what this looked like just out of the box, and then what it looks like after we cook it.
Yeah, because out of the box was...
Despite there actually being a picture of what it looks like out of the box, we were all a little surprised by what we saw.
Yeah, a little shot of goo on a cracker is what it looks like.
The croissant dough is going to rise around the pumpkin filling, is what we expect, if my oven does its job.
I mean, real cheesecakes, are not just cream cheese and whatever flavoring. But I think there are some hacks you'll find, like the easy easy cheesecake recipes, which basically are cream cheese and whatever. There's probably like flour and.
I like cream cheese.
I've seen Trader Joe's has a pumpkin cheesecake also.
Yes, I have seen that.
I noticed that. We're not doing that this month. We don't want to do too much of Trader Joe's. We want to mix it up, get some other things. When you guys make us popular enough for bonus episodes, we can throw in some of these other things.
Yeah.
So, tell your friends about the Froze Bros.
And I also want to clarify something. We talked about this earlier. Jodi was nice enough to point this out. This is not a Trader Froze episode. This is just a pumpkin spice ice. Trader Joe's Froze. We go together and we pick something out. This was just one of our pumpkin spice items that we are doing for this month.
Right. This did not involve a group trip to Trader Joe's.
Now, which Trader Joe's did you find these in?
Alston.
Interesting.
The good one.
Yeah, and the day before I had been at Alewife and did not notice these. They could have been there and I just missed them though. So I'm not saying they're not there, but I didn't see them. I don't think my mom ever made a pumpkin pie, ever, that I remember.
Well, your mom is famously the only Italian woman who couldn't cook.
Oh, no.
My aunt made a pumpkin pie. We've talked about pies, even though we haven't had pie. We've talked about pies, I think, in a previous episode. And I mentioned that my Aunt Josephine was a great cook, and her oven burned everything, and I like pies and several other things burnt a little bit because that's the way she made it.
That's how childhood works.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to all the Aunt Josephines out there. I know we talked about this before, but...
Was it with Joe?
Maybe not. Does he have an Aunt Josephine?
It might have been in...
I think it was episode 2.
I was going to say that too. Yeah. So if you haven't heard it, go back and listen to episode 2.
All right, so now we're going to take a break. Their food is just about finished. It's been in the oven while we've been chatting. We're going to try that.
I did a good job this time, actually, of checking the Well, I did a fair job of checking the instructions. I saw that we should have parchment paper, which I had none. Mike brought some over. I missed that these needed to sit at room temperature for about 20 minutes. We did that. They've been in the oven for about 26 minutes. It says go to 26 to 30. So, we're going to break and try these out, and then we'll be back.
And we're back. We just tried the Trader Joe's pumpkin cheesecake croissants.
Croissant.
Our second French item.
What was the first one?
French bread pizza.
Yeah.
For the Olympics.
Does that actually count as French?
It does.
Yes.
It
Okay.
does. Yeah, clearly.
It's French
Made
bread.
by the Red Baron. But yeah, so we all just tried this. They came out of the oven. We were a little bit nervous.
Yeah. It didn't look like the package.
But we knew this, and nothing ever looks like the package. But right out of the oven, the cheese seemed to the filling seemed like it was just kind of sitting on top a little bit. But after it cooled down a smidge, it did look a little bit better. It kind of collapses and looks a little bit more like you would expect.
Yeah, you need to let them sit for about 10 minutes after you take them out of the oven, which helps the pumpkin fall down a little bit into the croissant. The croissant did not raise as much as it looks to be in the picture, and probably I would leave them out room temperature a little longer. It says 20 minutes. I think I did about 18. It's warm in here too, so I figured that was okay. I would let them go maybe even a little over 20 minutes. That dough needs to be no longer cold, I think, for it to flake up.
Oh, that makes sense.
I know nothing about baking.
Me either.
Or science, but it seems to make some sense that the colder it is, the less likely it's going to separate and flake up.
Yeah, so I agree. Yeah, the gases from the yeast are not going to expand as much, or they're not going to be able to.
Is there yeast in a croissant?
I did a quick search.
There is yeast on the ingredient list here. You're right.
They tasted better than they looked.
But yeah, they tasted really good. I think we all commented a little bit that they seemed a little bit more dense than a croissant you would get from the bakery. Yeah. But still, the flakiness of the crust on the outside was quite nice.
Yeah, it was lovely. I'm left with little crumbs on my plate.
Yeah, that's what you need. That's what you expect.
I eat all of my crumbs.
Darren's showing us his plate. Yeah. And
do you lick them off, or you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how do you get all those crumbs?
I stick my finger into them.
In Vermont, where my brother lives, you have to lick the plate to get all of the maple syrup because it's...
that makes sense.
You can't leave maple syrup on the plate.
Yeah.
So everybody does this? Everybody's licking their plates? Okay.
That's the plates.
I didn't know this about Vermonters. I'm for that. I think licking your plate should be more socially acceptable.
Yeah, I mean, the trees gave their blood for...
But even anything, just like the crumbs, I think that's a good example. Or what else?
The sauces that are left.
The sauce, ice cream, when you get a little a la mode and there's still some ice cream with like some brownie crumbs on there.
Ice cream soup is the best.
I've been yelled at for trying to do that in some places, so this is probably not a do it everywhere.
Yeah, but you were at like a fancy steakhouse.
Yeah, or a good restaurant, good Italian restaurant, maybe looking up some sauces.
That's what the bread's for.
Well, you can't have
dessert bread.
Dessert bread.
They should bring you out some bread like with your brownies a la mode at the Italian restaurant. We got to sop that up.
An extra brownie to sop up.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Next time at the restaurant.
A side brownie.
I'll get the brownies a la mode with a side brownie. I'd like to try that. I think they would do that. They're not going to have an issue with that.
No.
Yeah, if you're paying for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring the side brownie.
So, like, have you seen these drinks now? There's certain restaurants that make these milkshakes that then have peanut butter on top and French fries and everything else.
Fries?
No, not French fries.
Some people do
it's like a sundae on
shit.
top of a milkshake. It's insane.
Like a Bloody Mary with a BLT in it. Or something crazy like that. Yeah.
Too much for me.
That candies and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick a little Snickers bar in there.
Yeah. Well over 1,000 calories.
Yeah.
That's the problem with milkshakes.
One meal of the day.
Mm-hmm. And that's all you can eat that day. And then you're on the toilet the whole next day. So it actually kind of works out. At least I would.
It's a cleanse.
Yeah.
So is there real cheese in these? It must be,
yes.
right? It's Trader Joe's.
Cream cheese.
It's cream cheese.
Cream cheese, cheese culture.
And pastry cream.
Yeah. Yeah, it was better than I didn't think it was going to be bad, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was delicious.
We haven't talked about the filling too much. I mean, there's a good amount of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
it tastes very pumpkin pie to me. Like you could just take this and put it in a pie filling, and I would be pretty happy with it.
I got a fork and tasted a little bit of the filling on its own. It is a light pumpkin-y. You can tell it's a little bit cheesy. It's not just a pumpkin pie filling. I liked it, and I don't really love pumpkin pies that much either. I like this more than pumpkin pie, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Are you a cheesecake lover?
Sometimes. I don't like a heavy, dense cheesecake.
This was definitely soft.
Yeah.
It was not really cheesecake consistency.
I don't enjoy cheesecake enough to merit having all of those calories.
Yeah, that's a fair way to approach it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the same boat, and there are some cheesecake recipes that are lighter, and I'll gravitate towards that. Like Italian restaurants, they do a ricotta cheesecake.
Mascarpone.
I'm not sure what else is in it, but those are like a lighter style as well. I prefer that to like regular New York style, but which is it was kind of more like this. We're recording this in the afternoon. Darren and I both have an Oktoberfest beer. I thought that was actually really nice. I mean, those are two classic fall flavors, and definitely recommend. You know, maybe if you're having this for breakfast, that's probably not your go-to, but if you're having it for dessert. For lunch or dinner, definitely doable.
And it would go great with coffee, like it shows on the bottle.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Is this a breakfast or a dessert? It could be either. I still think it could be either, having eaten it.
I think now that we've had it, because there's so much filling, that makes it feel more desserty to me. Like it's a little slice of pie.
It definitely was. It felt like it.
Jodi's firmly in this is a dessert camp.
Yes.
Won't hear otherwise.
Because it's too much sugar for breakfast.
I don't know why I'm pushing that this could be a breakfast item when I don't really eat breakfast. Anyway.
So you don't know about breakfast items.
I mean, how much sugar? It's got 31 grams of carbohydrates and 11 grams of sugar, which actually isn't as much as I thought.
And 7 grams of protein, strangely.
Yeah. This is
so it would be good for breakfast.
It's going to keep you going throughout the day. 16 grams of fat. It's got to have a lot of butter in it.
So it's got protein, a good workout meal, post-workout meal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Come back from a run. This is what you do. Before you go on the run, you take it out to thaw. Yeah. You come back, it's ready to stick in the oven.
Yeah.
You take a shower, and you come back and you're ready to go.
Yeah, so I said already I think this should have sat out a little bit longer to get to room temperature. It says bake for 25 to 30 minutes. I checked it at 25, looked like it could go a little bit longer. I think I went to about 27 minutes. It had good color. The bottom was done really nicely, just a crisp golden brown.
Probably that really nice parchment paper that I brought over.
Yeah.
So I got a good parchment paper.
It was Mike's parchment paper that did it.
It also says you can use a lightly greased baking sheet.
Yeah, I didn't have that either. So I figured it was easier to ask one of you for parchment paper. And I thought, Mike, that you might have it.
You know it. All right. Well, I think unless anyone has some further thoughts, I think we're ready for a rating. Jodi, as a guest, you can start us off and give us your final thoughts and your review. Remember, we've got our ranking system is Ice Cold Killer, number 5 is the best. Chilled out, lukewarm, warmed over, or hot mess.
I'm going to say chilled out, number 4.
Solid score.
It was a solid cheesecake on a croissant.
It did what it said it was going to do.
Yeah.
It was tasty.
And you can't expect a perfect croissant from the freezer. Maybe you can. I mean, that's what we should be aspiring to, is perfect croissants from the freezer. But the technology is clearly not there yet.
I want to go I want to go to Trader Joe's test kitchen. Can we?
Yeah.
Is
On a
that
field
real
trip?
thing?
I don't know, but
We'll
seek this out
in California.
Yeah, Monrovia.
Right. So, listeners, if you want to finance this trip for us to go to California for the Trader Joe's test kitchen,
You guys don't have a Patreon yet? Patreon?
A Patreon, yes.
Patreon. We're not talking about it yet. We need a few of you more listeners before.
Yes, spread the word. Share with your friends.
Before we start asking you for money.
That would be great. And if anybody's listening that works for Trader Joe's, let us know. Get us the in. Email us the contact information for the head of the test kitchen. We'll come over.
Straight to the top.
Yeah, we want the head. We were not talking to any underlings.
You brought up something interesting, Jodi, that comparing this, or one of you did, comparing it to a bakery croissant. And I don't think we can do that. We haven't talked a lot, Mike, about what we base this on. Mm-hmm. We can't compare this to a fresh baked croissant. We have to understand that we are rating frozen food items here. So
that's a good point.
If we give something a 5, that doesn't mean that there's not something much better out there that you can get at a really fine restaurant or fine bakery.
So what is this on a scale of? Is this the top thing is the state-of-the-art frozen food? It's the best possible current frozen version.
Yeah, that's what I think we're doing. This is the best
reasonable.
It could be for a frozen food.
That makes sense. So I think for me, I'm thinking about previous episodes too. I gave the Trader Joe's s'mores bar a 5. I think that what I said at the time, I would just make those and bring them to a party and pretend that I made them. And I think everybody would be really excited. This, I think, is a smidge below this. I'm going to go, but I still really liked it. We made 4 of these. Jodi had one and didn't want to share the 4th one. So me and Darren split that one. And I ate 1.5 of these, no problem. I was excited about it.
Same.
So this is clearly to me, maybe it's not the best thing, but it's a solid 4.5. I'm giving it between chilled out and ice cold killer.
All right, nice. Do you think those s'mores or these would hold up if you made them and brought them to a party? Actually,
I think the s'mores would.
Aren't they better a little bit warm?
Oh, you mean would they survive? They're definitely better warm. Maybe you just bring them over frozen, or you just tell people they have to eat them.
Put them in the sun.
Eat them now. Put them in the sun.
Put them underneath. I'll bring a hot lamp.
Oh yeah.
Just put these back in your warming oven for a few minutes.
Yeah.
I think this was good, just a little bit warm too. It said let it sit for 10 minutes, and that's another reason why I took a fork and tested the filling. I wanted to see if it was burn your mouth hot. It wasn't. By the time we ate it, it was just right.
Yeah.
Just right, I thought. Like I said before, I like this much more than I expected to. I'm not a huge fan of pumpkin. Making this a light filling with the cream cheese, whatever other creamy cheeses they used, I think I gave the s'mores a 4, and I'm going to put this on the same level. If I had to, maybe I even give this a 4.1, just a little bit above the s'more. I liked it a little bit more, actually.
Sure,
But I'm sticking with a 4, a chilled out from me also.
There you have it. Trader Joe's pumpkin cheesecake croissants. Those are our scores.
Possibly the highest scores we've gotten.
It might be the highest average score. We're going to have to tally things up.
Yeah.
Put them in the show notes.
So we recommend these as a whole.
Yeah.
I'd say we recommend these things.
For sure.
We recommend.
Well done, Trader Joe's. The slow clap. Trader Joe's.
All right. So now I think we're ready for a segment.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a game.
Awesome.
Darren has prepared this for us. He told us just the name of what we're doing, but Jodi and I are going into this pretty cold.
Yeah, I didn't want to give you any clues about what was coming, but we've talked a little bit about a game called Frozen Feud. The premise being there's a list of things, and you take turns, Mike, you and Jodi as our guest take turns guessing the list of things on these items. You get a point if you get one right. You get a strike if you guess something that's not on that list.
Okay.
Our category is pumpkin spice.
No way.
Of course.
Yes. Surprise. See? I didn't want to spoil it for you by telling you ahead of time. I learned through a little research that there are several different spices that can go into pumpkin spice. It's not a consistent, these are always the spices that go into pumpkin spice.
Oh, I thought it was always the same mix.
Yeah.
Wait, let me guess, because I actually...
Don't.
Okay,
guess.
I won't guess.
Don't guess.
You ruined the...
Because that...
That's the thing. That's what we're doing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to say right here, we're trying to keep this episode a little bit clean because we want Jodi's mom to listen. And I had to hold my tongue to tell Mike to just shut up.
You can say shut up.
Well, I did say shut up. It was going to be worse than that. All right. You guys know any spice companies that make spices?
Yes.
Yeah.
Penzies.
Yeah. Penzies is a great one. So there are 6 different spices that Penzies puts in its pumpkin spice.
All right.
You two have to name them.
Nutmeg?
No.
Not yet.
Jodi, as our guest, you get to decide if you want to go first or you want Mike to go first. You kind of went first already.
I did.
Do you want to hold that?
Yeah.
So you guessed just one thing.
Yes.
Okay. My recommendation is you stick with what you already shouted out.
That one is one I'm sure of.
All right.
Nutmeg.
Yes.
Woohoo!
You got 1 point.
All right. So are we taking turns, or does Jodi just get to keep going?
No, we're taking turns. So
I'm going to go with cinnamon. I think cinnamon's a slam dunk.
Cinnamon is in there. Nutmeg and cinnamon are in almost all pumpkin spice mixes. Jodi?
It gets harder.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess cloves.
Good one. Cloves is correct. Yeah.
It's on the ingredient list of the pumpkin cheesecake croissants.
Oh, turn that over.
I noticed it
Turn
before.
that over. We should add in a little sound effect, maybe.
Ding ding ding.
We'll see if the
Wah, wah.
we'll see if our editing staff can find a sound effect here. All right, so we're halfway there already. We got
good.
We got
I
3 of the
can't
6.
think of many more.
3 of the 6. This is a spice. I don't know exactly what it tastes like, but it's in everything because it's all of the spices.
Darn it.
I'm talking about allspice.
Very good.
Good one, Mike. Yes, allspice.
Oh,
It is
no.
not a mixture of all spices. It is a specific spice unto itself, but it is called allspice. You got 4 of them now.
We're neck and neck, Jodi.
Uh-huh.
How are you gonna?
And I
how are you
was
gonna pull
all
ahead?
spice was in my head, and now
This-
I'm
this
at a
is,
loss.
I was thinking this was probably going to be a little easier than I wanted it to be, but it seemed like the perfect game for today.
Yeah.
Well, these last couple, I think, are gonna get a little more challenging.
Yeah, they
for
are.
us.
They are.
Yeah, because I'm sugar's not a spice, right?
Yeah. That's why it's sugar and spice and everything
yeah.
nice. If it were sugar with spice, you'd just say spice.
I can't think of another one. Mace.
Ooh,
Mace.
that's a really good one.
Yes.
I don't know where that came from out of my
Wow.
brain.
Mace is-
Wow.
I don't either.
But once you said, I was like, I'm pretty sure that is right.
Yeah. That's the one I thought was really going to get you guys. That
It almost did.
that you might not get it all, but that's awesome.
It's also a weapon, I believe.
It is a different thing. 2 completely different things with the same name.
It's the weapon you've used to win this competition.
No.
If you're making your own pumpkin spice at home, be sure to use the right mace.
Don't go on eBay and get a medieval mace and grind it up and put it into your spice. All right, I think I've got one. I think
All right.
I know what the last
This
one
is going to be a slam dunk. If you get this right, you're co-winners here with no wrong answers.
It's
thinking,
doable. It's we could, but we have to have like a tiebreaker because I'm not letting me and Jodi are.
All right.
We're too competitive. Let's
Wait,
see.
you
Let's
have
see if
to
I get
answer.
it. Let's see if I get. Mine is last one. I'm thinking cardamom.
Ooh.
That is a strike.
Oh, that was a good guess, though.
I thought that would be in there.
They have cardamom ice cream at on Mount Auburn Street. It's
Fruity
called
Berry.
Fruity Berry.
Yeah, that place
So
is really
delicious.
Good. Shout out Fruity Berry, we love you.
Cardamom ice cream. I gotta go try that.
And they have a saffron ice cream. It's really good.
He'll give you tastes when you walk in. He's like, here,
Loves
try
giving
this.
samples.
He'll talk to you for 15 minutes. He's the
Where
nicest
on Mount
guy.
Auburn is this?
Near the veterinary street at the corner of Common.
And Roxana's Persian food.
Yep.
Okay.
A little closer to Watertown Square from Common Street.
All right, so Jodi, you could win it all.
I got nothing else.
Nothing else.
I cannot think of another spice that would go in there.
You have to guess something. You can just guess a spice.
Okay.
Because otherwise, I'm taking
gotta
it.
guess something.
I guess how many strikes do we get?
If you each
Maybe
get-
just 2, because you don't want us to be going back and forth.
I can't even think of one that would even be slightly close to pumpkin spice flavorings.
I didn't think this one would be that hard.
Something we should know. All right, so far
Pumpkin
we got
powder.
cinnamon,
Nutmeg.
cardamom.
Nutmeg.
No, with nutmeg, cinnamon, mace, allspice. Those are what we have so far, and then
And
you
cardamom, you said.
Well, cardamom is wrong.
Cardamom
Oh,
is
right.
wrong. You've actually got cloves, nutmeg,
Oh,
Yes,
cloves.
cloves.
cinnamon, allspice, and mace. There's one more in Penzeys pumpkin spice.
Is there any hint you can give?
No. Not yet.
I pass. I honestly
Guess the
don't
spice.
know.
Like dozens of them, hundreds.
Paprika, thyme.
Like none of all
Thyme
of them
could be in
sound
there.
weird with pumpkin spice.
Bay leaves.
You're giving
Ugh.
I'm just trying to throw her off the scent.
Pepper.
Pepper sounds right.
pepper
It's wrong.
is a strike.
Ooh.
I will tell you though, you have both guessed with cardamom and pepper spices that are in some other pumpkin spices often, but
Okay.
Penzeys does not put it in theirs.
Penzies, my enemy.
No, Penzeys.
No, they're actually
Penzeys
wonderful.
is good people.
Yes.
Is Penzies? Is that a nationwide brand or? Is
They have stores
Yeah.
too.
They will ship stuff too.
Yeah, it's a really nice. They have little sets that you can give for housewarming gifts. That's a tangent.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Send us some Penzies spices. We don't have a PO box, so you can't. But
Email us and we'll tell you where
Email
to
us.
mail things.
What's
So-
your email address? You have an email
oh,
address?
that's a good
yeah,
point.
yeah.
It's frozeBrosPod@gmail.com.
FrozeBrosPod@gmail.com. We will plug all of that at the end of the episode.
And check out our website. It has all the links to our other socials, thefrozebros.com.
Yeah, our website is set up now.
Very official looking.
It's we'll just say Jodi says it looks good, so I don't have to tell you myself. And you can go right there to listen to the episodes, find links to listen to it on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. We're still working on getting it all the places where we can.
So what I am kind of thinking of is, so a lot of this stuff is like in Indian spices. Like a garam masala is not too far away. That's where I was getting cardamom. I actually can't think of what else is in there. That's definitely has cardamom. What's another? I'm gonna say coriander.
Ooh,
Coriander is another strike.
very good. Oh, strike. Oh, no. I thought you were going to say it was in.
Yeah, that's
I'm
like
gonna
a
give
spice
you-
that people know that seems like it should be in there.
I know you got
Yeah.
a few more in you, so we're going to go to 3 strikes each. Mike has 2 strikes.
What does coriander taste like?
It's pretty flowery.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Jodi?
I'm still at a loss.
I feel like thyme is not a crazy guess. Is it crazy?
Nah, I think chicken would be
Well,
better.
poultry.
Time, yeah.
Rosemary, sage.
I'm
Sage could be in there.
That's also chickeny. Stuffing.
Sage goes good with like a sage butter sauce on a pumpkin ravioli.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which maybe we should think about.
We might be doing that this month. Yeah.
I've got that sage plant is still alive.
Oh, excellent. You'll be in charge of the sage
And Trader
brown
Joe's
butter.
does really good ravioli frozen too. I just tried it this
nice.
week. It comes with like squares of tomato juice or tomato sauce, and then frozen raviolis.
Nice.
Good to know.
What's it
Microwave
stuffed with?
Spinach and cheese.
You got nice. Classic.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have an official guess?
I don't have an official guess. I can
mustard
guess.
Seed.
Sure, I'll guess mustard seed.
Mustard seed is your second strike.
How did I know?
Darren didn't react. I feel like sage is not a crazy guess, but Darren didn't really react. So
No,
that's
try
making me
it.
think that it's not it. But I think I've named all this. But paprika could be paprika. Tell me it's chickeny again.
It's not chickeny. It's Hungarian goulashy.
Ah, yes. Let's see. What's another spice? Nothing spicy. I don't think cayenne's in there.
No.
Darren made a noise.
It was my pen. I play with pens.
I think it was a noise.
Can you give us the first letter?
No.
The last letter?
If I were to give a clue right now, I'm basically giving Mike the clue because
Oh, that's
it's
true.
his guess.
Yeah, no clues.
I'm gonna go with cayenne.
Cayenne is your third strike. Jodi, no matter what you guess, you won.
Woohoo!
Because you got 3, Mike got 2.
Well done,
You can
Jodi.
guess
Thank
something.
Just to put the knife in the last nail.
Saffron.
No.
I like that. That sounds like it would be good though.
It's expensive.
It's very expensive.
That's all I know about it.
Recently bought some online because it's a little bit cheaper.
Oh, how did you know it was real saffron?
I'll tell you. I'll actually tell you later because I'm gonna use it tonight.
Oh, cool.
I'm making a Spanish dish, arroz con
pollo.
Horno.
What is horno?
Yeah, so it's just rice in the oven. In Spanish.
But
it's a pork, rice, chickpeas, tomato, I think potatoes. But yeah, really good, and saffron, and yeah, you really can't go wrong.
Yeah.
All right. And I don't have any last guesses. I mean, if it's not, I'm going to say sage, but
you don't get another guess anyway.
I can always guess.
It's not sage.
I've already lost.
Sage. I mean, you can throw out a few more. You've already lost.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Just hit us with it.
Give us the first letter.
G.
Ground cinnamon.
No.
It's not just ground, right? G.
You're looking at me like it should be easy. He's like, what? G.
Garam masala.
If I didn't know, this is one I would have guessed, I think.
G?
Ginger.
Ah,
Ginger. It's ginger.
yes.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that as a spice. It's not on my mom's
spice.
giant spice rack.
Ginger spice is a spice.
Yeah. One of the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
It's a spice.
So Jodi.
So that means sporty is also a spice.
I can't believe we didn't get that.
Baby is also a spice.
Baby is a spice. Little baby flavoring in your pumpkin pie.
It goes a long way.
Delicious.
Uh-huh.
The toes especially.
So, Jodi, you are the first winner on the Frozen Feud.
I'm so honored.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You get an invitation back.
Oh, you're definitely coming back, Jodi.
Awesome.
Surprise.
We want to do a Trader Froze episode with you.
That would be great.
Great time.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we can take Mike to the Alston one.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
To finally experience the best Trader Joe's in the Boston area.
If you can get out.
There's one. Have you been to the Memorial Drive one?
Yes.
I don't love that one.
No.
It's got a parking.
It was like
lot,
the first one. Yeah, it's got good parking.
I think when we did Trader Joe's a few episodes ago, I said there's like 4 or 5 around this area. I looked it up. There's like 10 or 11.
Really?
And yeah.
Yeah, there's one in Foxborough.
Brookline. Yeah, they're all over the Boston area.
Yeah.
And thank goodness.
Anyway, that's our episode for this week. Thank you to Substrates. Find them at substrates.bandcamp.com for our music. Check us out on our email or check out our website, thefrozebros.com. Hit us up.
Email is frozebrospod@gmail.com.
All right. So
thank you so much for having me. This was fun.
Yeah, thank you for coming. We really appreciate it, and it's been a lot of fun.
And for the suggestion of the pumpkin cheesecake croissants.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
All right. I'm Mike.
I'm Darren.
Fro you later.
Fro you later.